Next week on EastEnders, Nicola's troubled family descends on Walford while hiding a major secret. Elsewhere, Ravi is left stunned by an unexpected discovery, while Linda finds herself struggling to control her emotions over Max. Here's a look at some of the biggest drama heading to Albert Square next week. Number 1. Nicola's family makes a dramatic return. Nicola's sisters, Gemma and Jodie, arrive back in Albert Square. Gemma's son Ryder accompanies them, and the family wastes no time making a big impression. Nicola agrees to take them in, but only if their estranged mother, Rose, stays away. However, the agreement doesn't last long, as Gemma's husband Ned soon arrives with Rose in tow, leaving Nicola furious. Number 2. Nicola is encouraged to make peace. Nicola refuses to allow her relatives to stay with her, forcing Gemma and Ned to search for somewhere else to live. Harry offers Ryder and Jodie a place to stay, but he also encourages Nicola to finally resolve her issues with Rose. Number 3. Ned comes face to face with someone from his past. Ned apologizes to Kat for the chaos caused by his family's arrival in the square. However, he is stunned when he suddenly recognizes Alfie from his past. Nicola later becomes uneasy after discovering her family gathered at the Vic. She receives another surprise when she finds out that Alfie has offered Gemma and Ned somewhere to stay. Number 4. Priya fights to protect her secret. Ravi pressures Priya to reveal their engagement to the children. Later, Priya sees Chelsea and Vicky making arrangements for Kim and Howie's wedding and asks if she can get involved. Before long, Cindy is also asking Priya for assistance with her own wedding plans. Feeling sick, Priya steps outside and runs into Penny, who immediately notices that something isn't right. Priya eventually reveals that she is pregnant, but makes Penny promise not to tell anyone. Number 5. Rose causes even more trouble. Rose continues creating problems at Peacock Palace, leaving Linda and Elaine eager to see the back of her. Hoping to calm the growing tension, Gemma attempts to reconnect with Nicola, but she soon finds herself arguing with Rose too. Later, the Hawkins family comes up with a bold plan to repair the relationship between Nicola and Rose, but their efforts only make the situation even worse. Number 6. Priya reaches an important decision. Priya catches Nugget selling weed and immediately tells him off, leading Max to intervene. Later, Priya acknowledges how far Ravi has come and finally decides to reveal their engagement to the children. Number 7. Ravi uncovers something shocking. Ravi is thrilled that his engagement to Priya is no longer a secret, but he remains determined to discover who the other man in her life was. That evening, Max walks Priya home, and the pair share a revealing moment outside her house, unaware that Ravi is watching. Ravi's suspicions about Max continue to grow afterwards, and he begins keeping a close eye on him. Number 8. The Hawkins family's secret finally emerges. Kat makes it clear that Gemma and Ned cannot spend another night staying at the Vic. The couple is relieved when Nicola eventually changes her mind and agrees to give them somewhere to stay temporarily. However, Nicola soon discovers the shocking truth about why the Hawkins family has suddenly arrived in Walford. Number 9. Max and Linda become closer. Clive comes to the rescue when a power outage threatens to ruin Linda and Elaine's bingo event. Linda agrees to go on another date with Clive, but later shares a meaningful moment with Max when he helps Ollie settle in on his first day at secondary school. Number 10. Max and Howie get ready for their stag night. Kim becomes frustrated that so much attention is being given to Max's stag and encourages Howie to spend more time socializing. Determined to organize something herself, Kim puts Denzel in charge of arranging a night out for his dad. Feeling overwhelmed by the responsibility, Denzel asks Oscar whether they should combine the two stag celebrations, and Oscar agrees. But what exactly does Oscar have planned for Max? Number 11. Linda faces a difficult emotional choice. As Linda gets ready for her date with Clive, she starts questioning what she truly wants, after discovering Max played an important part in saving the community centre. When Clive later arrives with news that the centre's future has been secured, Linda becomes even more uncertain about her feelings. With Max now preparing for his stag night, could Linda have already missed her opportunity to be with him? EastEnders airs Darnell twist and troubling Amy Mitchell kiss in early BBC iPlayer release. Denise Fox's final hope as she continues her battle with cancer could lie with a potential stem cell donor, her long-lost brother. Denise's rapidly worsening acute myeloid leukemia has left her increasingly separated from the people closest to her. Even after leaving hospital, she was largely confined to her bedroom as her loved ones became extremely protective. Her partner Jack Branning has watched the normally strong Denise become incredibly vulnerable, suffering from hair loss and illness, while also being forced to sleep in a separate bed. The constant drama in Walford has only added to the pressure. When Denise's daughter Chelsea struggled to care for her son Jordan following his devastating hit-and-run injuries, Denise paused her own treatment to support her family. However, Denise's condition has now deteriorated to the point where chemotherapy is no longer working effectively. She was placed into a medically induced coma, leaving the Fox-Truman family desperately searching for another solution. Their greatest hope appeared to be Denise's long-lost half-brother, Darnell Larson Jr., who was discovered by Kim through an ancestry website. Unfortunately, their first meeting did not go as planned. Once Darnell realized the real reason Kim had contacted him, he became overwhelmed and suddenly left. In today's episode, Denise was brought out of her coma and began showing encouraging signs of recovery, much to Jack's relief. However, doctors confirmed that her treatment was still failing, making the hunt for a stem cell donor more urgent than ever. Although Denise found comfort in knowing that Darnell existed, Jack refused to give up on finding him. When Jack eventually located Darnell with his daughter Grace, emotions ran high, leaving the family worried that their last chance of helping Denise had disappeared. But just as the situation appeared hopeless, Darnell unexpectedly returned to visit Denise. Will this man agree to help the sister he has never known? Elsewhere in Albert Square, police officer Craig Ingram was preparing to cross a dangerous boundary with Amy Mitchell, with potentially serious consequences. Since Joel Mitchell was brutally attacked, Craig has been leading the investigation and questioning Walford's teenagers in an attempt to identify the person responsible. Joel's disturbing misogynistic behavior towards Vicky Fowler and Avani Nandra Hart had created a long list of possible suspects. However, Craig had no idea that the real culprit was much closer than he realized. As the investigation continued, Craig's behavior around Amy became increasingly concerning. The police officer repeatedly ignored professional boundaries by offering emotional support, secretly meeting her alone, and even giving her his personal phone number. EastEnders airs Monday to Thursday at 7:30 p.m. on BBC One, with episodes also available to stream early on BBC iPlayer from 6 a.m. before their television broadcast.